Because I'm introducing myself. My name is Deborah Norton, and I am a digital marketing consultant. I have been doing web development, web design, SEO, digital marketing with my own organization since 2008. And so I work with medium to large size businesses, and I'm now expanding my services to work with more solopreneurs and entrepreneurs and trying to help them get some leverage on the web. So keyword research is really one of my favorite topics because it really is important in every aspect of it. So let's just jump right in since we have had some extra time. What is keyword research? Now, it sounds like a no-brainer, but truly, okay, let's see. I can't even see my own information here because my box is blocking it. But keyword research is truly the process of analyzing search terms and queries and that people are entering into the search engines in order to find the content on the web. And why we perform keyword research is that we want our content to include queries and questions that people are actually asking so that we can incorporate that into our writing in order to get found in search engines. So search engines, and also when we want to, as I was saying before, I mean, we're integrating keywords into blogging, we're integrating them into our website, we're integrating keywords into our social media platforms when we're either using Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn, because this is how people are actually finding our content. So let's move a little bit forward and see how this all works. So when I talk about what is Google looking for, Google has a very specific algorithm on how it is choosing keywords to show. And so what the whole idea is that the search engine is looking to deliver the most relevant result to the search term. So as you type in a search query, it is looking for the most relevant content to show. So that's when using our search queries, keywords, and phrases are going to be integrated into that content so that our information, it will bubble up to the top in search. We really want to match our keywords with the user's intent. So how are they searching for us? And then we're going to talk about that a little bit further. And what another aspect of this is that Google is looking for expertise, authority, and trustworthiness in your web content. So although keyword research is a fundamental process, it's not the whole process of SEO, but is really, really much the foundation of SEO, if that makes sense. All right, I'm just going to keep going. And please, if you have any questions, drop them into the chat. I want to answer all of them. So why is keyword research important? As I said before, it really powers everything, whether we are looking to make a promotion or we're looking for traffic growth to our blog or our site, if we're looking for search rankings, the quality of traffic, the leads that are coming to us, using it for link building, content topics. This is all around keyword research. So let's jump into how do you get it done. I really love this one, but unfortunately, I'm not able to show a video, but this specific lesson from SEM Rush Academy talks about short tail keywords and long keywords. And since we're not able to play the video, I will talk about it myself. We'll move a little forward. Just so you get an understanding of what I'm talking about with a long tail and short tail keywords. When we look at something, and I'm going to use, I think it is, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to just fast forward a bit. We're looking at something like iced coffee. So say that I am a business that sells coffee beans, okay? And I want to be writing a blog about iced coffee. And so really, I want to get an understanding. Iced coffee is a very, very what we call a very short-term keyword. I mean, it's a short keyword. It's a one-word keyword. So we want to look at variations of this keyword and how are people searching for this keyword? What are they searching around iced coffee to make it make sense? So here we go. One of the first things we're doing, fundamental steps to performing keyword research, is first identifying the target audience for which you are going to be presenting your content. So again, if I'm a person that sells coffee beans directly, I'm looking for my target audience who is buying coffee beans, and then I want to deliver up content that's going to be relevant for them. So understanding the searcher's intent around keyword research. What are they looking for? What are they trying to find? So here's the first step. If I was going to be writing a blog about iced coffee, I would start creating what we call a seed list. And this is really where you put on you use the pen and the paper and you start writing iced coffee, how to make iced coffee, best iced coffee, and you start writing down these keyword phrases as you would consider how people may search for them. And really, we also want to look at related terms. What would a related term to iced coffee be? Best iced coffee, iced coffee, make your own iced coffee. We're looking at search related terms. Competitive analysis is another one. So if I was a coffee bean supplier, I might go to another site that actually, is also like a competitive type of a site and look at their analysis on how are they blogging, what information are they putting out, because we want to be equal to or better than our competition. That's really the goal. And so using good keyword research tools, which if you make it to the end of our presentation today, I have a toolkit for you. And that toolkit will give you lots of great information of what we've talked about today and some of the tools that we use as marketers to do the actual keyword research. So using super great keyword research tools is important, and integrating these keywords into our content. And when I say integrating these keywords into our content, what another thing that is very important for Google is natural language processing. So what they're looking for is really to speak to your audience in a way that sounds natural and normal. So you wouldn't put iced coffee, the best way to make iced coffee is made blah, blah, blah. You don't want to keep repeating that keyword. You want to use that keyword in conjunction with related search terms. We want to be able to use variations of this and write it in a way that it makes sense for the user. And that's entirely one of the ways that Google is really looking at the content. Okay, so we're going to jump in and how to find these keywords. When we're doing keyword research, I talked about this before, we're looking at how finding keywords that are relevant to our search query and to our search phrases. And I can show you this at the end. We're going to, I'll stop my presentation and we'll get into some real life keyword research. But when you're starting this, like I said, you're putting together that seed list yourself, and you're writing that down. And you're also writing how your customer, put yourself in the shoes of your customer and understand the intent. What would they want to know? How are you going to inspire them? So understand your target audience, understand their intent. So here I am, I'm selling coffee beans. So understanding my searcher's intention is perhaps how to make the best iced coffee. I want to write a blog about how to make the best iced coffee. So I start with that seed list, as I spoke about, that brainstorming. And then we can also get, using Google and Bing search, we can look at related searches and similar searches and keyword phrases that will also give us some better and more robust ideas on how people are searching and finding. Making sense so far, everybody? I'm moving a little quickly today. Okay, we're going to go forward. So here we go, iced coffee. So how to find keywords for the content of iced coffee. First, I want to identify my target audience. So I'm trying to find out who is drinking iced coffee, who is my target audience for iced coffee. Now we can say everybody because we all kind of love coffee mostly, but quite frankly, when I looked into the competitive analysis, a lot of coffee drinkers are Gen Z, millennials. And so why is that important? Because we want to know where our content is going to be absorbed, who is going to be reading it. And so we can tailor our content to our target audience. And that's truly very, very important. So that also is important, not only with putting it in content for Google search, but also to understand the platforms on which your content is going to be seen by your target audience. So if I'm writing a blog about how to make the best iced coffee, I might be using Gen Z, millennials. They're on TikTok. This is a younger crowd. They're on Facebook. Actually, they're moving away from Facebook. And so the idea here is to understand who's the target audience, creating that content, and then getting it out in front of your audience through the different channels. And certainly Google's one. Okay, somebody's asking me a question. What is the target audience? What is our target audience is the only local iced tea drinker, iced coffee drinkers? Okay, good question. I think you're asking me about local. And so if you're talking about local and local search and local, sorry, lost for words, which is never. But when you're thinking about local SEO and you're thinking about local keyword searches, we can actually dig down with some of the keyword tools that we have that can show us how people are searching for iced coffee and how coffee drinkers are using, what keywords they're using in certain areas. And that's with the Google Keyword Planner tool and Google Trends, which is another one. And so I can show you that in a little bit. But also when we're talking about, making iced coffee in New England hot weather, if I'm targeting New England, or if I'm targeting local, the best iced coffee in Connecticut. So I might be writing a blog about that. So when I start to look at more like local search, we're going to be incorporating some of those local queries, regional queries that will identify that this is kind of local, or the best iced coffee in Connecticut. That kind of blog writing will help you to narrow down and be able to get into a more local search instead of a broad search. But today I'm focusing in on the intention. So understanding the search intention. So right here is how to make the best iced coffee. So that's kind of what I'm looking to write my blog about, how to make the best iced coffee. So I'm starting right here with creating a keyword list and brainstorming and seed listing. So I said this before. So right here, this was me going into writing down how to make the best iced coffee 2022, iced coffee, brewed coffee, cold coffee. So we're looking at all the variations, and that will help us understand. Once we can get these together, we can understand how are people searching and what's the best search terms I can use to incorporate this into my blog about how to make the best iced coffee. Makes sense to everybody so far? Seed listing? Make sure you think about your customer as well. I often think about this. I often work with people who use very technical words, and maybe their audience isn't as technical. So really put yourself in the eyes of your audience and how they may be searching for this type of content. So we're going to move forward. All right, related terms. So here's a search that I did, how to make the best iced coffee in 2021. So this is where we can find competitive analysis on our for our blog. We can start looking at, okay, dream coffee, how to make the best iced coffee in 2021, how to make delicious iced coffee for beginners. These are all related to what I'm going to be writing about, which is how to make the best iced coffee in 2021, 2022. So what I'm looking at when I do a search like that, what's going to happen at the bottom, and I'm sure you have all seen this before, when you do a search, if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you're going to notice that Google is going to give you a plethora of great information. So it's saying people who have searched for organic coffee have also have related searches to, and then it'll give us this whole outline right here at the bottom of the page. This is really valuable information for us for incorporating these keywords. So this is an awesome place to find. It's a gold mine of, of where to find long tail keywords. So where to buy organic coffee, that might be another blog that we're going to be writing. So this is an awesome spot using Google itself, because you're getting really the information directly from the search engine, which is really important, because we can use other tools which are super and they can augment it. But when we're working directly with the search engine, we're getting the information directly from them. And again, if you make it to the end of our video today and our webinar today, I'm going to share with you a toolkit that will show you all of the tools that I use as a search marketer to help do some keyword research. So this is one of them. And this is, everybody can see this themselves directly by just, by doing a keyword search for the term that they're looking to write about, and the content they're looking to write about. Making sense so far? Someone has asked me about keyword. Let's see. Okay. I did answer this one before, but what's the difference between long tail keywords and short keywords? Short keyword would be iced coffee, because it's extremely broad. It's a very, very short keyword. And then as you start to look at the keyword phrases, where to buy organic coffee, that is a long tail keyword. So like, say if this search was organic coffee, here's the related searches that go along with that. This is a long tail keyword, where to buy organic coffee. So it gives us an idea of how people are searching. Organic coffee benefits, that's more of a mid-tail keyword. So keywords are, and there's a really great tool that we have that will show us some really long keywords and how are people searching for, asking questions about our product or our service. And that's how we kind of start to delve down. I hope that answers your question. All right, good. Moving forward. Oops. Here we go. Oop, back up. Back up. Okay, here we go. So here I'm going to be, like I said, how to make the best iced coffee 2022. Keyword research and using related research, related searches. This is the best way to do it. This is the very long keyword. How can I make the best iced coffee 2021? Here is where I'm talking about related searches at the bottom of your screen of your search query. This is in Bing. This is in Google, and this is in Bing. And then we can also look at, what sites are ranking number one. Well, these are ads. So these folks they probably bought or bidded on the keywords of iced coffee. And this is how this has come up. Because these are ads. But after that, you're going to get your organic searches. And that's where you're going to be incorporating your keywords into your content. Okay, competitive analysis. I talked about this before. So look at who is in the first position of the organic result, not the ad, the organic result. And so when I was doing my keyword research for this, when I was looking at utilizing the keyword planner, which is the Google Keyword Planner before, I'm sorry, to our right here. And so I put in like a site that I felt was very related to what I was working on. 3 delicious iced coffee recipes you must try in 2021. So your dream coffee was the first organic result that came up. And so when you're using a tool that I'm going to give you at the end, the keyword planner, you can actually put the URL or the web address of your competitor into the Google Keyword Planner, and it will show you the volume, the monthly. If you can see, everybody can see my screen here. The volume, the competition, how many top of page. It shows you where all of this actually, what are the most utilized words in a month for under your dream coffee, and what the variations are. So the Google Keyword Planner is wonderful. One of the things about using the Keyword Planner, which I have at the end, is that you do need to have a Google ad account. Doesn't mean you have to be running ads, but you have to set up a Google Ads account. And within that ad account, you will have access to the Keyword Planner. Okay, making sense so far? Any questions? Are we making sense here? I'm trying to see if we've got any questions. Nope, no questions moving forward. Okay, good. All right, my favorite part, the tools. So here we go. This is oops. Yeah, here's some of the no-cost tools, and I have this all actually at the end of the presentation. This is just some of the resources I use, but we have Google Trends, which will show us, and I'm gonna show you what these platforms for doing Google keyword research are, and we can actually do some live ones based on what you're thinking about here. So Google Trends is a really good one, and I'll show you what that looks like. The Google Keyword Planner, which I talked about before. Answer the Public has got to be one of my favorites because it will show you actual, if you type in the word iced coffee and it's in here, it'll show you variations on how are people actually searching, what questions are they having around iced coffee. That will help immensely. And then we've got WordStream has a great keyword planner. So these are the tools that I'm going to show you today. There's more in the toolkit at the end. This is Google Trends. So what I'm looking at, and again, we just have a screenshot here of this, but what I'm looking at is I've put in at the top, best iced coffee. So what it's showing me is related topics and related queries. So here, and then we can even break this down further, and I'm going to do this live when we wrap up when we wrap this up, I'm going to be able to show you some live searches on this, on how to use Google Trends. But Google Trends is awesome. You don't have to have, you just need your Gmail account to get into Google Trends. And then we can even break our queries down by specific areas, like how are people. A good example of this is that there's, when we're looking at, say we're looking at grinders. That's something that we call in the Northeast, we use grinders. But if you're looking more in the Midwest, they might say hoagies. So we're trying to find out how are people searching in a particular area for specific keywords. So it can vary. If we're promoting in our content across the whole US, those keywords may be ones that we want to incorporate in. Does that make sense? Okay. would you mind showing where you put iced coffee? Yeah, I can't show you on this screen because it's just a screenshot, but yes, I'm going to do some live searches at the end where we're just going to get right out of the PowerPoint and get right into live and be able to show you exactly how it all looks and how we can drill it down a little bit. And we do have some time for that because I know we're running a little quickly today, which is great. So we have time to actually do some real live searches for what your businesses may be looking to promote. So we will do that. Okay. Okay. Moving forward from Google Trends. This is the Google Keyword Planner. So in this, I'm just showing you a screenshot. This is showing me that I put in across the whole United States cold brewed coffee as my keyword planner. And so here is where it's showing me the variations of the keywords, the number of searches that are happening within a month, and if those keywords are competitive. If we were going to do some advertising, like say we were going to use Google Ads to promote our business or to promote our business or our service, what we'd want to do is be able to find those keywords that people are searching. And this is giving us what it would take to what bids we would need, what to bid out to make these keywords trigger up to show our content. So that is getting a little bit further into using Google Ads. All right, we've got somebody asking me a question here, so let's get into it. This is from Margaret. It's a T. Okay, the keyword planner is not a download, and I have this in my toolkit here, but you do have to have a Google Ads account. As I said to you, you don't have to run any advertising, but you do need to set up a legitimate account. And once you've done that, this will be available to you. So I hope that answers. Oop. Moving forward. All right, answer the public. This is one of my absolute favorite tools because this shows me the variations, and this will give you an idea of, okay, I wrote my keyword for this was best iced coffee. And so this is going to show me the how, like how is the best iced coffee at McDonald's? All right, that's a question. Dunkin' Donuts. So it's asking me kind of the how here. What is the best iced coffee? You see, it shows the variations of how, can, who, which. This will give us some really good opportunities to write content answering questions that people are actually searching for. So Answer the Public is an amazing tool because it does go through and figure out how are people looking for the variations of this content. Where are they looking? What questions are they asking around the search term best iced coffee? Okay, so here's another really great tool that we use, which is, this is by WordStream, and this is a free keyword tool. So we can use this and we can actually, it will give us the most volume searches first for the, best iced coffee is what I used here. And I didn't pick an industry, and I chose the United States. So this is giving me the search volume of how many searches are happening. If I was going to be doing any AdWord campaign or any advertising, this is kind of the cost per click that I would need to bid for. The competition, this is really important too. So not only are we doing competitive analysis, but we can do the competition, like how much competition is in the best, let's see, best iced coffee. We'll have to do a live search from this, but good iced coffee from Starbucks. you know, the search volume is really low, but they're saying the competition is high and the cost per click is pretty high. So, but here's a chance just under best iced coffee. How are people looking for it? So this we can, we're going to do some live searching in just a little bit, and this is going to give us an opportunity to see the variations. This is just kind of the top level of tools. So once we've gotten our list together, and when we do that, we want to, you know, put that into an Excel sheet, put that into a Google Doc sheet, and start to look at the keywords from, you know, your broad keywords, which are your short keywords, right down to the phrased keywords. So that way you're going to put that in your spreadsheet and you can integrate your keyword research into your content. And you're going to want to do that, like I said, in natural language processing using variations of your keywords so that so that your content can be found, so it can be crawled and searched and indexed. And another kind of a pro tip here is that when we are creating our content, and I get into this a little bit further, the search engine is not only looking just for the relevancy, but it's really looking at about the first 300 text content that is on the page. So if you're writing a blog, and I show this a little bit further down, you're going to want to keep those rich keywords kind of really up in the top end of your blog, because you're going to be writing about it further. You're going to want to expand upon it, but the most relevant keywords should be kind of pushed up at the top. So right here, this comes directly out of how Google works. I'm going to read this because this one is really important. The most basic signal that information is relevant is when the web page, blog, or web content contains the same words, the same keywords as your search query, as the search query. If those words appear on the top of the page, or if they appear in the headings, in the body, and in the text, the information is more likely to be relevant and more likely to be indexed. That comes right out of Google. So that'll kind of give you how important this is. So where do I put this integration of these keywords once I've found them? So as we're writing, say I'm writing a web page and I'm talking about best brewed coffee is my title tag. Why cold brew coffee is my subject matter. So I'm using in my title, best cold brew coffee. And then in the URL, it's actually in the URL as well. Then we've got the title. This is your page title. This is your title tag for your title on page. And this is where you really want to hone in on the most important keyword that you're using. And then you want to be able to, like I said, integrate those keywords into your content, usually within the first 300 to 500 words. The first 100 are the most important, and then you're going to do your variations. And don't keep using that same keyword over and over and over again. The engine will recognize that. That's not natural. So you really want to write naturally, and you're going to disperse these keywords throughout your content in a way that it makes sense to your reader, makes sense to the audience, and you're really going to hone in from your keyword list and how you've done your keyword research on which are the most important. Here's another kind of a pro trick is adding the keyword into the image, where the image gives you an opportunity whether to add what we call an alt text. So right here, if I was creating a blog about, you know, best iced coffee, I'm going to want to show that this is a picture. Google can't read the image, but what it can read is alt text on the image. And so if you've done your keyword research, you have an image, you want to make sure you kind of put some information about the keyword onto that image. So that's actually crawled as well. Making sense? Yes, no? Everybody seems to be quiet, so I guess we're getting to it, we're understanding it, and we're going to move forward. Okay, I'm not in the right spot. On page, I just talked about this before. All right, the most important piece is creating the optimized content, using the keywords and phrases really within the first 100 words on that page. Like I said before, we're including the page title within the first 100 words. The page title, the URL is going to be read. Then you've got your heading, and then you're incorporating those keywords into the using natural language processing. And you're going to use your most important keywords within the first 100 words of the page. And then organize your content succinctly on the page. People tend to scan and use. So when we're looking at creating content for a site, we want people to be able to absorb it. Usually people spend between, if they're just clicking on, they've got about 2 seconds to see that page. So you really want to get that succinct. And so pay close attention to your headlines. Use brief paragraphs in your writing, and you can break them up with images so that you kind of add some character and you keep people engaged. Use some bullet points in your writing so that you can, like I said, we've got you've got the engine looking at this, but you also have the target audience reading it. So you really want to get people engaged in this, and the best way to do that is truly to break up your paragraphs, use short content, and use short paragraphs, I meant, and incorporate those keyword findings within that content. Making sense? Okay, great. Oh, I keep flipping okay. Okay, we've actually reached the end of the presentation. I have gone through it. And so what I wanted to do now is we do have some extra time here. We went through this pretty quickly. I do have a toolkit at the end. What I'd like to do is be able to do some live searches with you so that you can see that. So as everybody in the audience, you all said you write content. So I would love somebody to give me a very high level keyword that they would use within their industry, within their products or service. And we're going to do some real searches for that. So, okay, does anybody want to give me a keyword that that represents their business, and we can get into it a little bit better? Put it in the chat. Come on. We're not going to do any searches unless we get it in the chat. Oh, did somebody write something? Or we've got so much here. Okay, now I'm getting some. Come on, everybody give me some. All right, home staging is one that Valerie wow, we've got a bunch of people looking for home staging. Home staging, so that must be for like realtors and so forth. That would be the target audience. Women's wraps. Anybody else? We've got 25 people in this room. I want to see 25 mural artists. Oh boy, I love outside vintage clothing. Keep going, keep going. We've got 22 people in here, or 24 people in here. Let's see some more keywords, and then we'll do some live searches. Hobby supplies. Come on, everybody, come up with a keyword that matches your business. Anybody? Keep going. Keep going. They're coming in. They're coming in slowly. It's so Monday here today. All right, let's do it. Let's get out of this. Let's get out of my presentation. We're going to do some real searches. Oh, here's my keyword tool. Can everybody see my screen? Everybody see my screen? Yes? No? Please put a note. Yes, you can see it. I only need 1 or 2 people to tell me yes. Okay, thank you. You can see my screen. Okay, super. So let's see. We had a couple of people asking about, okay, let's see. I want to pull a keyword that people are asking me about. Give me a sec. Home stager. So I would think that that is talking about home stager, home staging. That's kind of our seed list. I would think that that would be for selling a property, for real estate agents, understanding that target audience. Am I correct on that? Is that what home staging is about? Yes. Okay. Let's do it. So let's go right to, here is Google Ads. So this is the Google Ad Planner. So right here, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to write, well, I'm going to first do this. Let's do this. Let's get a fresh, oops, good grief. Isn't that a pretty one? Let's get into, I want to get into a Google search for you. So let's, so many tabs open here. Okay, so here we go. Home staging. We're going to look up home staging. Home staging. And there is, okay, so here we've got, look at this, how many results we have. So Google wants to know to know my location. So I will allow them to know my location. And that, they kind of break it down a little bit further. So real estate staging sale. These are ads. So look at how many results we have to this. 122 million results related to home staging. So here we go. Ad. Whoops. We got into one of the ads. There we go. Here's some keywords. Right after I hit that ad, it gave me some keyword suggestions, which is important. I'm moving this over a little bit. So, all right, home staging. This is what I'm looking at. Now here, it's saying that home stages is done by interior designers. You may have, that may be true, but that's kind of what it's relating to. Here we go. We've got 3 Google My Business, or sorry, recently changed to Google Business Profile that talks specifically around home design, home staging and design, room doctor. So these would be the Google business profiles of people who have listed home staging in their offerings. All right, here's some questions. What is the home staging process? Now that might be a really great term to use for writing a blog. Like, what is the process of it? How does it work? So here we've got people also asked. These are real, this gives us some really great information. Right here, what is home staging and what does it cost? Travelers put that out. So it's going to give you the most relevant result, as I said, to the search query. And that happened to come from well, home staging is the query, but the term here, the question here, what is the staging process? That is, talks about the buyer and what is staging is about. And that came from Travelers. That's a blog. But I can go further down. This is my first organic result. How to stage your home for a quick sale. That's the first organic result on this page. And I can also see, if I go to the bottom, other ways that people are looking up home staging courses, home staging tips. 2020, we might change that to 2022. Home staging near me. Near me is not a keyword that we use. That's the geographic location when you're being geo-targeted from your phone, or like when Google asked me if it wants to know my geo-target. So near me is what is actually populating the closest, like people that do home staging. So near me is not a keyword. It is a word that is used to find geolocation. So I've often seen people try to incorporate near me into their keyword or into their content. That's not valuable. What's valuable is that you're geo-targeting. Make sense? I hope so. Okay. So here we pull down at the end and we've got, again, the related searches. So the related searches, home staging certificate, home staging near me, that's going to bring up the Google business profiles, home staging costs. That's a really good one if you are writing a blog about home staging. So we might even click into that. So what I would do is do a screenshot of this, and then I would get these into my spreadsheet. I can also click on them and look at the home staging costs. Okay, not as many results. We've got, instead of, what was it before? We used the broad keyword of, this is the broad. Home staging is a very broad keyword. We've got 122 million search results for it. And then when we looked at home staging costs, it kind of comes down a little bit. Only 92 million searches for that, or 92 million websites related to it. 92,500,000. Okay, so we're looking here at who are the folks that are advertising using home staging, or they're actually using home staging cost. So add. They've probably bid on the word home staging. Here we go. See, now it doesn't have any Google business profiles because home staging cost is not a, business per se. You can't, unless you wrote a blog about it. So your Google business profiles are not coming up under that search query. But here's coming up some, how much does home staging cost? What do designers charge for home stage? These are all, I would copy these and use them in my spreadsheet, which I didn't put a spreadsheet together for us. But okay, now we go to the first natural result, which is UpNest. And here's my query: home staging cost. And the first actual organic term, or organic result, is the cost and return of staging your home by UpNest. So this one has got ratings to it. There we go. There's the site. And again, if you click it, you can actually look at some of the keywords that are in there for related. So when I'm looking at this, now I'm going to home staging. We've done, so let me just go to the bottom of this. Here's another spot where you're going to be able to find where do home stagers get their furniture? That might be another blog. Do realtors pay for home staging? Home staging statistics. So all of this is related, and it's searching, it's going through, and it's looking on a local basis because it's searching within the parameters of nearby Chester, Connecticut. So if that makes sense, that is how we do it. Now, we had a couple more keywords. Women's wraps. That would be clothing. Is that clothing? Infinite home design is me. Life coaching. Oh boy, we've got a lot here. I want to get to some others. Let's do another one because I want to show you how else it works. All right, life coach. Life coach. Let's do a search for life coach. And then I'm going to show you some of the terms, some of the tools. So life coach. Again, now here it's asking, are you looking for somebody in Connecticut? Are you looking in Texas? So it's actually trying to hone in directly, like, where am I looking for a life coach? So that's, I'll hit Connecticut. But if you're a life coach, you usually can do life coaching anywhere. But here's some of the ads that are around that. Find a life coach in Connecticut, breaking the cycle of overwhelming. Now, why is this one coming up? See, it's life and coach are not really there. This is an ad. So someone bid for this keyword, life coach. So that's when we can get our search result up to the top without organic search, is actually bidding on it. And if it's that important to your business, you may want to set up a Google ad campaign. So you would know, I want my business break out of the cycle of overwhelming they're not using the keywords here, but they're bidding on these keywords. So hopefully that makes sense. Life coaching therapists in Connecticut, Psychology Today. How much do they charge? Here's some great ways, great places to find blog information. Here it's going into geo-targeting, West Hartford life coaches, and certified life coaches at the bottom. Add. Right here, back into another great place to find search terms. I'm going to use the keyword planner now with this. Let me show you this. Oops, we're in WebEx. What I'd like to show you is it's asking me for let's go back to our search. Life coach. I'm going to get rid of Connecticut, just see what the natural, because it is actually already geo-targeting me. It tells you what a life, this right here is like the best answer that Google can find based on life coach. That would be, if you were, okay, here's your Google business profiles for life coaching. Here's the first, Tony Robbins. Okay, he's got 1 million backlinks. The life coach school. Okay, the life coach school is right here. See how they put right at their very beginning. See, this is what I'm talking about with keyword research. The term we're using is life coach. So, oops, there's the site. But this is exactly what I was saying before. Okay, so we might not be able to beat out Tony Robbins, but look at this. The URL, the life coach school. So life coach is in there. What is a life coach? And then they put the name of their organization, the life coach school. A life coach, and then they start this is the what is. So they're answering a question here, and they put that most important keyword to them right up in the very beginning, just as I said, within the first 100 words, within the URL, in the page title. They're not being redundant. This is a question, so that they're giving information. So, and then people who also search for, here's more information where you can grab it. So I'm going to go, let's see, what is a life coach? So I'm going to do this. I'm going in to use the keyword planner, and I'm going to say, here is a good website that talks about life coach. And then I'm going to get the results. Okay. Related terms. Give me a sec. I'm trying to pull down without kicking you off here. All right, it's not giving me more related terms here. Exclude adult ideas, of course. We have 570 keywords available, keyword ideas. Further down the page. Come on, I don't want to bump us off. Where can we move? It's not moving. All these little technical issues. Underneath is giving me all the keyword ideas, and I'm not able to move my browser down because WebEx is covering it. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we can. Well, all right. It's not. So I'm going to use another tool. Let's go into this. Let's go into Google Trends. So how is Google Trends different than the Google Keyword Planner? Well, first of all, you don't have to have an AdWord account. So let's go here. Let's go put in Life Coach here. Now it's showing me, now I have a bar. It's showing me where the term life coach is being used the most. And look at that. That's in Kansas and Connecticut. My boxes are actually, they're blocking it, but here we go, Connecticut. So Connecticut, that's a very, very used search term. And then we can go down and it's related topics. And life coach, Charlotte, North Carolina, Ohio. But say you want to, let's see if it will let me drill down a little bit further. So we're saying United States. Yeah, I want to keep that in, let's see. No, therapy would not be a word. Let's see if it would work with life coach, coaching and training. It's giving us sports coaching and training. So, therapy, let's see. No, you're only able to use the categories here that are available through, so people in society. So I'll use that one. Okay, that showed me. Can everybody see? Okay, super. All right, now I'm getting down and I'm drilling down a little bit further, and it doesn't show me enough information on that. So I'm going to get rid of people in safety and just use all categories. And we can actually look at this from how are people searching this? Are they searching on YouTube? Let's see if they're searching on YouTube for life coach. Oh, yeah, they are. It seems like it's kind of gone down a little bit, but this is showing me for the past 12 months how many people looked up the search term life coach on YouTube. I want to go back to Google, web search, and again, it's showing me where it's being used the most, related topics. Here's related queries. This is what I want you to pay attention to. So here's related queries that are around life coach. So this is really where you can get a great amount of information on other variants of the search query. So let's go over here. This is Wordtracker I'm using. This is a different keyword tracker. So I'm going to put in life coach here. Get rid of their ad pop up. Hit enter. I understand. Okay, scrolling. This is taking a while. Yeah, let's see if it's going to do it. Now it's working. Okay. Nope, it's working for iced coffee. Let's go to life coach. Okay, I'm looking in the United States. And I'm moving all these bars. There's the search right there. Boom. Okay. This is another awesome keyword tool because not only is it, I can export this information right into a spreadsheet, but it's showing me variations for this using SEO. So within this, I'm able to look at the variations of life coach certifications, life coaches near me. That's going to bring up the Google My Business profile. So again, this Wordtracker is a free tool that you're able to utilize without any cost, and you're going to be able to get more variations. And you're also going to be able to get the historical search volume. If you go over here and you hit PPC, it's going to show you, this is kind of the cost per click that people are paying for having that, for bidding on that keyword. And this is right here is the SEO. So this means it's optimized within the content so that this is being found naturally and that's not being paid for. So, okay, that's life coach, and we've got some good variants for it. Life coach certifications, life coach is near me, your Google My Business profile or Google Business profile, mindset coaching. So it's starting to give you variants. Now, I really want to show you Answer the Public because this one will work great right now. Let's go to Answer the Public. And I showed you this one before. Oh, dear. Of course, it's showing I'm signed in and it wants to, but I know I have it up here. So give me a second. Uber Suggest. That's another great one. That's another great free tool. Well, here we are. We're going to use a different one. Let's try this one. This is WordStream. So let's put in life coach here. In industries, now we can go by country. So let's go United States. United States. Okay. WordStream, this is a great one also. So we are going to be wrapping up pretty shortly. Hang tight with us and you will be able to receive the free toolkit that has all of these and more for giving you information on keyword research. But this one is super easy and I love it. So this one is life coaches. Life coaches near me. That's going to be in your Google business profile. Personal coaching, certified coaching, becoming a life coach, spiritual life coach. These are how people are looking them up. This is looking at average monthly searches. It's showing us 500 keywords, so we can look at them. So we can segregate this by the most search volume. Yeah, it's just working a little slow right now because we've got so many operations going on here. Cost per click would be if I'm using AdWords for any of this. How high is the competition for these keywords? That's going to show us like certified life coach is a medium keyword. It's not the most, it's not so used so much that the competition is not as great. So the search volume's high, but the competition isn't great. So I might really talk about, you know, the benefits of using a certified life coach. So that's another one. I really want to show you Answer the Public, and that's not, come on. I'm sharing my screen. Let's see. I don't know why Answer the Public isn't come up. It was up here before. So let's see, that's Google Trends. This is our webinar, which we don't need right now. This is some great information I'm going to share with you. Here's Answer the Public. Okay. I'm using Life Coach here. Oops. So this way, when I'm using this tool, it's showing me you don't have to have the pro version to get into it. This is showing me, like I said to you before, the questions that are being used. So we've got 76 questions that people are asking about life coaches. So this is a great way to start a blog or to use as a heading tag for the heading of your content on your page. So gives us lots of great information. This kind of goes through and scrapes the internet and finds out how are people looking for it. What are the questions that people are looking for? What are the prepositions that people are looking for? So you can go down even further. So life coach, you know, working with a life coach, coaches here's near me, which is going to be when you're adding your, when you are adding your, into your Google business profile, you're adding your place. So, you know, if you do life coaching and you're certified within Connecticut, so you might want to use Connecticut Life Coach Connecticut in your Google business profile. So again, these are all ways, and Answer the Public is terrific because it gives us so many ways that life, like here's another one, life coach versus a personal trainer, like the differences between a life coach and a personal trainer. So we can write actual blogs about life coaches that people are actually asking these questions for, you know, so we can really drill down. And here's again, it's giving us some ways that people are looking up life coaching. So Answer the Public, terrific, terrific, terrific one. Is there, excuse me, is there anybody else who has a keyword that we have not looked at that you'd like me to do a search and show you some information on? Do we have any questions? We can open this up and I think we can give us, try to open up the chat for everybody. I don't know if we can do that. Nope, we can't do that. Let's see. I want to be able to. Does anybody have any questions on any of the information that we covered? I know I covered it quick and fast and gave you a lot of good tools. Are there any questions that are coming up that we haven't discussed so far? Okay. I'm seeing one from Tabitha. Okay. We've got one more she'd like me to look up. Women's capes and shawls. All right. Let's look at that one. I don't, if you put it in that way, we'll just do a Google search exactly how you asked. So what comes up first is actually these are the ads. These are paid ads in the Google Merchant Center. These are the paid ads around capes and shawls for women. Here are Amazon. Hard to compete with this unless you're selling on Amazon. Walmart, wonderful. So, all right, here's our first natural organic search, which is women's capes and shawls and ponchos, the Vermont Country Store. They have a lot of backlinks. This is going to be a hard one to rank for, so we're going to want to look at variations of this. So here I am in Google Trends. Let me try women's shawls. I'm doing another example to see. Okay, so, and then we want to use, let's word the women's capes. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm doing a comparison in the United States, looking at the word women's shawls and women's capes, and which is getting some more traction. And it looks like people are looking for capes more than they are looking for shawls. And we can actually drill down back to where I showed you. Here it's kind of split. New York is kind of well, 63% look up for capes, and shawls is a little bit less, but you can actually see how people are searching within the area. Remember, I made the example about grinders versus hoagies. You know, that's another one that would show us different areas and how people are looking it up. So we come down here, not enough data. Women's shawls and wraps. Here's a related query. So it's actually showing me women's shawls and wraps. So I'm going down, not a whole lot of data on this. So I would probably move out of, let's see, women's shawls and wraps. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to go into Google Trends. Let's see if I've got anything in good information. Oh, we were just in Google Trends, the Google Keyword Planner. Let's try one more, and let's see if we've got this over here. Life Coach. This one is giving me problems because it's not allowing me to change. Here we go. So let's try this. We're getting the results for women's shawls, not life coaches. So it's got 119 keyword ideas available. So again, this is like I said, the keyword planner is showing you that it's going up in December. There are more searches for it. It's not allowing me to scroll further down, which is unfortunate. But under here is where you're going to see the actual keywords. We're seeing women's shawl is got, this is 3 months change that it's going up, and that would make sense because it's getting cold out, or it has been cold out. So that is the overview on women's shawls. We hit a couple of our keyword ideas and keyword planning. And what I just want to say is that I am very grateful that everyone stayed on board. Everyone that's here, if you are interested in having the keyword toolkit that I have available, here's my information, dnorton27@gmail.com. Give me a quick email and give me a quick email that you're interested in receiving the toolkit, and I will send it to you directly. That seems to be the most efficient way for me to get it to people, is that if you're interested, let me know. So again, you can reach me on LinkedIn. I'm at Debbie Norton on LinkedIn. I do a lot of tweeting, so you can reach me at Bravo Media One, at Bravo Media One, or email me directly, dnorton27@gmail.com, and I will certainly get over to you the toolkit. And if you have any questions on this webinar, or any thoughts that you'd like to share, or things that we didn't get to cover that you have pressing, this would be the time to do it. Thank you so very much for coming today. It's been a pleasure talking to everybody and kind of getting your input here. And this will be a wrap up. It has been great. Again, reach out to me via email if you'd like to get a copy of the toolkit. And thank you very much for attending. Have a great week, everybody. Okay.
Thank you so much, Debbie. And that was just a wonderful class, as always. Just a reminder to everyone to please fill out the survey as you jump off of the webinar. And thanks so much.
Terrific. Thank you, Shelley. And thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Okay, take care. And Debbie, let's check in tomorrow.
Sounds super. Thanks so much. Thanks, everyone. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.